Hi everyone, welcome to Difference Frames the World, an independent channel where you can see the world from a different angle, from our daily uploaded videos. Today we discuss China's countermeasures as a retaliation to the Pentagon's arms sales to Taiwan. Tensions between China and the United States have significantly escalated because of America's frequent arms sales to Taiwan, as Joe Biden's days in the White House are coming to an end. On December 5, 2024, China announced a series of countermeasures, targeting 13 U.S. military firms along with 6 senior executives. On November 29, 2024, Reuters reported that the U.S. State Department has recently given the green light for a potential sale of spare parts, designated for F-16 jets and radar systems to Taiwan, with the deal estimated to be worth approximately $385 million. This significant sale was announced by the Pentagon just one day before the Taiwan leader, Lai Ching-te, embarked on a sensitive journey to 3 Pacific Island nations, with 2 stopovers in the U.S. territories, Hawaii and Guam, respectively. By approving this sale, the U.S. not only reinforces its alleged support for Taiwan, but also sends a clear message about its stance on maintaining the status quo across the Taiwan Strait. When Joe Biden is leaving the White House and Donald Trump is about to start his second term, the U.S. government wants to bring the relationship between Beijing and Washington to the lowest level, so the new Trump administration will not be able to reconcile with Beijing. The audacious move by the Pentagon could be what Beijing had long anticipated. China needs an opportunity to take countermeasures against the U.S. defense industry. Sanctioning 13 U.S. military firms and 6 senior executives is the 8th time in 2024 but not the last. China's countermeasures are not merely reactionary, but are becoming increasingly precise and comprehensive. From well-known arms dealers to lesser-known supporting companies that play vital roles in defense supply chains, these decisive measures coincide with newly implemented stringent export controls on dual-use items directed toward the U.S. market. This multifaceted response exemplifies China's intent to protect its national interests, while asserting its sovereign rights. The backdrop of this situation is critical. Just recently, the United States announced yet another round of arms sales to Taiwan, an act that China vehemently opposes. The Chinese Foreign Ministry stated that such sales constitute a grave violation of the One China principle and 3 pivotal joint communiques established between China and the U.S. The Pentagon's arms sales to Taiwan not only interfere in China's internal affairs, but also severely undermine China's sovereignty and territorial integrity, deepening existing rifts between these 2 superpowers. According to the Law of the People's Republic of China on countering foreign sanctions, a legal framework designed specifically for situations like this, China outlined specific repercussions for American companies involved in these transactions. Included in the 13 listed entities are Teledyne Brown Engineering, Brink Drones, and Rapid Flight, among others. As part of these countermeasures, their movable and immovable properties within Chinese territory will be frozen immediately. Additionally, they will face prohibitions regarding any trade or cooperative activities with organizations or individuals operating within China's jurisdiction. This robust response not only reinforces China's commitment to its policy positions, but also warns about potential consequences for foreign entities engaging in activities deemed detrimental to China's national interests. The unfolding dynamics highlight how geopolitical tensions can influence corporate operations across borders, while raising critical questions about international diplomatic norms and practices moving forward. For the 6 senior executives listed, including Barbara Borgonovi, who serves as the president of Raytheon's Naval Power Strategic Business Unit, a significant and impactful decision has been made regarding their assets and activities within China. Specifically, all their movable investments and immovable properties, along with other assets situated within Chinese borders, will be frozen. Furthermore, these individuals will face stringent restrictions that prohibit them from engaging in various activities, such as trade and cooperation, with organizations and individuals operating in China. In addition to these economic measures, they will be denied visas or entry into China altogether, which includes access to regions like Hong Kong and Macau. This decisive action was set to take effect on December 5, 2024, as per the announcements made by the Chinese Foreign Ministry. The timing coincides with the recent U.S. arms sales plan to Taiwan, announced on November 29, 2024, which reportedly includes spare parts for F-16 jets, alongside advanced radar systems, valued at an estimated $385 million, which we mentioned at the beginning of the video. During a regular press conference, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson, Lin Jian, elaborated on China's countermeasures in direct response to these provocations. He emphasized that the Taiwan issue lies at the heart of China's core interests. In recent months alone, the U.S. has unveiled multiple arms sales agreements with Taiwan, a territory that China claims as an integral part of its sovereign nation. These actions are seen by Beijing as a serious violation of the One China principle and three foundational joint communiques established between China and the United States after Washington left Taiwan for Beijing in the late 1970s. Such maneuvers by the United States are perceived as gross interference in China's internal affairs, while simultaneously threatening its sovereignty and territorial integrity. In retaliation to what it views as provocative actions by Washington, China has invoked its anti-foreign sanctions law to impose sweeping countermeasures against relevant U.S. military companies and their senior executives involved in these arms transactions. Lin Jian was firm in his assertion during his statements: Taiwan independence is fundamentally opposed to any prospect for peace across the Taiwan Strait. He likened this situation metaphorically to a destructive relationship between fire and water, articulating that any attempts by the U.S. government to bolster Taiwan independence through military support would not only fail in weakening China's determination, but would also inadvertently escalate military risks for Taiwan. The Chinese government calls upon its American counterpart to strictly adhere to established protocols, such as respecting the One China principle and honoring commitments outlined in three joint communiques, particularly during discussions encapsulated within the August 17 communique of 1982. Lin Jian urged an immediate cessation of all arms supplies directed toward Taiwan, while imploring an end to support for separatist military endeavors. Additionally, 2024 has seen several countermeasures announced by China's foreign ministry, targeting U.S. military firms and executives, due specifically to ongoing arms sales initiatives toward Taiwan. These actions were noted particularly in May, July, September, October, and November alone. These countermeasures are strategically aimed not only at major corporations like Lockheed Martin or Raytheon, but also extend their reach towards smaller companies involved in manufacturing supporting equipment, such as drones or data linking systems, crucial for modern warfare capabilities. This precise approach underscores China's strategy of comprehensively addressing all entities engaged within any given weapons system, rather than solely focusing on manufacturers producing finished products, thus ensuring a holistic response, whereby every facet contributing toward militarization is duly addressed. On Tuesday, China's Ministry of Commerce made a significant announcement regarding the tightening of controls on the export of dual-use items to the United States. These new measures represent a strategic shift in China's approach to safeguarding its critical resources and technologies, as they explicitly prohibit such items from being sold to military users in the U.S. or for any military-related purposes. We made a video about the tightened export control 2 days ago, and viewers can follow the link in the pinned comments to watch it. Beijing's proactive stance includes stringent regulations on key materials such as gallium, germanium, antimony, superhard materials, and graphite-related dual-use items, and resources that are vital for various applications in both civilian industries and military operations. Many American arms manufacturers rely heavily on rare earth elements sourced from China. By imposing these export controls, China not only protects its interests, but also significantly hinders the progress and capabilities of U.S. defense contractors. These latest countermeasures are a combo attack, illustrating China's determination to intensify efforts against what it perceives as an aggressive U.S. military-industrial complex, which sends clear signals to those who violated or try to violate established norms reflected in the three joint communiques. Anyone, individuals or corporations, who is against the One China principle will undoubtedly be held accountable. Of particular note, these countermeasures specifically target the vulnerabilities within the supply chain of the U.S. arms industry. China's strategy involves expanding its countermeasures while delivering precision strikes aimed at smaller companies and specific manufacturing sectors integral to defense production. U.S. arms contractors are sanctioned by China as a package, even if they do not directly make weapons sold to Taiwan. China has a history of implementing countermeasures in response to U.S. arms sales directed toward Taiwan. Each time there is an announcement regarding potential arms sales by the U.S. government, China promptly releases an updated list of its retaliatory actions. Should Washington persist with its military support for Taiwan, there is every indication that China's countermeasures will not only continue but may escalate significantly. With numerous strategic options available concerning minerals and supply chains still at Beijing's disposal, it becomes increasingly clear that this geopolitical tug-of-war over technology access and defense capabilities will shape future interactions between two global superpowers. The ongoing wars in the Middle East and Ukraine have almost depleted the stockpile of the U.S. and its allies, and the U.S. does not have enough weapons and ammunition to sustain a potential war in the West Pacific. In 2024, China took countermeasures 8 times to fight back whenever the U.S. announced arms sales to Taiwan. Those countermeasures will substantially affect the already dwindling U.S. military-industrial complex, putting the United States and its NATO allies in an adverse position when competing with Russia and China. Pressure from Beijing to the West is enormous. Recently, a Western clown claimed that the West would not have an easy life unless China moved back to the Qing dynasty. However, China can't be backward like the Qing dynasty again. Thanks for watching our videos, and please subscribe to our channel if you have not done that, so you will not miss our uploads every day. Like, forward and share our videos with your friends, helping DFTW become a club with 1 million, not 100,000 subscribers shortly. At present, we have 85,000 subs, and we rely on you to grow it bigger.